Ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, it's showtime!
Welcome to Big Faces Worldwide, where we talking nothing but this boxing, man. What's good, fam? Hey, listen, man, first off, let me welcome everybody to the channel. And if you're new here, I want you to be here. So think about hitting that subscribe button as we stay knee deep into this boxing conversation, man. Triple G, Gennady Golovkin, will be facing SERGIY Derevyanchenko for the vacant IBF middleweight title, man. Now, this fight is, a couple years into the making. These guys were supposed to fight before the Golovkin Canelo Alvarez rematch. Golovkin was said to be ducking Derevyanchenko because he let himself be stripped of the same IBF title so he can fight Canelo Alvarez. You know what I mean? He did not want to face Derevyanchenko. Instead, he went on to face Vanes Martirosyan, the same Vanes Martirosyan who was just arrested for domestic violence, man. Martirosyan's been on a downward spiral for a while now. He's been screaming out for help on social media. He's talking about suicidal thoughts. He's complaining about being in the contract with Don King, man. I just feel bad for Martirosyan. How do you pronounce the dude's name, man? But Golovkin went on to face Vanes, and the IBF allowed him to face Vanes in agreement that after that he would fight SERGIY Derevyanchenko. Well, he fought Vanes and he said he wasn't fighting Derevyanchenko. He wanted to go straight into a fight with Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? Well, the IBF, they are one of the stricter sanctioning bodies, man. The IBF don't bullshit around, man. If you're a mandatory, you usually get your shot between 6 and 9 months, man. Ain't nothing like this WBC. The WBC does its own thing, man. They have their favorites. They play, the politics, and you could be a mandatory for a couple years, man. Look what Jamal Charlo had to go through, man. He was Canelo Alvarez's mandatory for over a year. Finally the WBC came up with something that they felt would help both fighters, help both teams, help both fan bases, which is they gave Canelo Alvarez the franchise title, and they elevated Jamal Charlo to the full WBC middleweight title, man. But Gennady Golovkin, is facing Derevyanchenko. They're both from Russia, one's from Kazakhstan, the other's from, I forget where. They both from Russia. You know what I mean? Both guys are familiar with each other. They have known each other for a long time. And I think it's going to be a really, really good fight, man. I think that Derevyanchenko being in this position is a blessing. How he got back into this position, it blows my mind. You understand what I'm saying? It just blows my mind. He fought Danny Jacobs for the vacant, IBF title. I think it was last year. Danny Jacobs whooped him. He goes on to fight Jack Cokley, and what I think was a tough fight for Derevyanchenko. He didn't look that good in that fight. Then, right after that, he gets back in position to fight for the IBF vacant title. The same belt that he fought for, 2 fights ago and lost. Somehow, Luther Bella, the PBC, they've been able to put this guy, SERGIY Derevyanchenko, back in position to fight for that vacant title. Now, I'm not playing hate, ain't knocking the hustle. You know what I'm saying? It's just bewildering to me how this guy just, keep getting these chances at this IBF title, man. When you have, you know, other solid middleweights that has been fighting their ass off, grinding their ass off to put themselves in position, and you know, and this guy just hops right in front of the line, man. But you know, I've been watching Triple G training, man. Triple G has been putting out training videos. I posted a video about a week or two ago of him working hard in the gym. Triple G wants to make a statement. Triple G says he's looking very much forward to becoming champion again. I believe the IBO title is on the line also. Triple G, he previously held that IBO title for a long time, man. I do think Triple G will end up winning this fight. If he's able to knock out Sergey, that will be, you know, the cherry on top, man. That Triple G is still here. You know, a lot of people count Triple G out. A lot of people, you know, say Triple G is over the hill. Yes, Triple G is a little older. He might be about 38 by now. You know, 37, 38. In boxing years, that can be considered old. You know, but if you do things right, if you take care of your body the right way, if you train properly, man, and live that boxer lifestyle, man, you can prolong your boxing career, man. Look what Floyd Mayweather was able to do, Bernard Hopkins, and other guys were able to fight, you know, in their late 30s, early 40s. George Foreman, you know, these guys were able to do these things, man. Is Triple G one of those guys? I don't know. We'll have to see. Both fights with Canelo Alvarez were very close. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I do think Triple G won the first fight. I do think the second fight, I was leaning towards Triple G, but I could see how, you know, the judges could have gave that fight to Canelo Alvarez, being the way that he stepped to Triple G. You know, nobody thought that he would fight Triple G that way, mano a mano, man against man. But Canelo Alvarez shocked the world and definitely shocked Triple G and Abel Sanchez, who said he was going to run around, said they wanted him to fight Mexican style, you know, don't disappoint the fans. Well, Canelo Alvarez took heed to that, man, and he came into that ring, stepped right to Triple G, man, backed him up all night, man, and you know, he was able to walk away with that victory. You know what I mean? But this fight with Golovkin is trying to put himself back in position to fight Canelo Alvarez. For some reason, man, it seems like Triple G is obsessed with fighting Canelo Alvarez. It seems that, you know, he wants to prove to the world that he won those fights, that he can beat Canelo Alvarez, and that's what a championship fighter does. That's what a Hall of Famer fighter does. He wants to avenge his loss. He wants to set straight any controversy in his career, and I think Triple G just don't want to retire without setting that straight. You understand what I'm saying? And Canelo has no interest in fighting Gennady Golovkin. You know, Canelo says that he's out here fighting the Danny Jacobs. He's out here challenging 175-pound Sergey Kovalev. He's out here testing himself, you know, and Gennady Golovkin is fighting guys like Steve Rose, you know, Varnisman and Rosie, and he's not out here taking the same chances that Canelo Alvarez is taking, but yet he wants the same payday, you know. So Canelo is, you know, he's putting his foot on the ground and saying, no, man, 10 toes down, I'm not giving this guy another payday because he hasn't earned it, you know. Go fight Demetrius Andre. Go win a title first, and then we'll consider it. You know what I'm saying? DAZN wants this fight. I know Oscar De La Hoya wants Canelo, Gennady 3. You know, the fans, a lot of fans want it. You know, both fights were very entertaining. Both fights were crowd pleasing, man. You know, I don't have to see a third fight, but at the same time, I wouldn't balk at it either. I wouldn't be mad if they made a third fight, man. But this fight with SERGIY Derevyanchenko is going to tell us a lot as to where Triple G is at in his career. It's going to tell us just in fact how much, if anything, Triple G has left, man. Personally, I think Triple G has some things left, man. If you look back at Triple G's career, he has not been in many tough fights. You know, he has not absorbed a lot of punishment in the ring. You know what I mean? If you think about it, that second fight with Canelo was probably the most punches he took in a lot of fights combined. You understand what I'm saying? So Gennady Golovkin does not have a whole lot of miles on him, you know what I mean? And should he be able to go in here and beat a hungry SERGIY Derevyanchenko, especially if he's able to knock SERGIY Derevyanchenko out, I would believe that will make a big statement, and Gennady Golovkin will be mentioned back in that conversation, man, of the top middleweights now. You know what I mean? A lot of people just writing him off as he's old, he's irrelevant, and you know what I'm saying, he ain't making no noise, man. But he go in here and knock out SERGIY Derevyanchenko, man. I think Gennady Golovkin will be back in the conversation for top middleweight. You know what I mean? He'll be the IBF champion. You got Jermall Charlo with the WBC. You got Demetrius Andre, WBO. Then you got Canelo Alvarez. I believe he's the IBF, man. So, you know, all these belts are scattered. It's a shame because we were so close to an undisputed champion at middleweight. Canelo, only thing he had to do was fight Demetrius Andre. Canelo had all three belts except one that Demetrius Andre had. They were on the same platform. You know what I mean? I would have thought that fight would be the easiest fight to make for Canelo Alvarez and Demetrius Andre. I believe that had Canelo informed the WBC that he wanted to make that undisputed fight with Demetrius Andre, I do believe wholeheartedly that, you know, Mauricio Suleiman would have allowed Canelo Alvarez to that opportunity to become undisputed. But, you know, Golden Boy dropped the ball on it. They didn't inform Canelo Alvarez of the so-called deal that they made with the IBF, that if they did not make things happen in a certain amount of time, that, you know, he will be stripped, vacate the title or whatever. And thus, you know, that belt was gone. And then the thing with the franchise tag, he didn't want to fight Jermall Charlo for whatever reason. Personally, I just think he don't want to give Jermall Charlo the payday. You know, that's what I honestly think. I don't think he, you know, is not necessarily scared of Jermall Charlo, but I think he knows that Jermall Charlo is young, he's hungry, and, you know, he may possibly lose that fight. You know what I'm saying? Not that he think that he would, but it's a possibility. You know, it's a fight that I would want to see. It's a fight that I would favor Canelo in, but at the same time, man, we have not seen Jermall Charlo tested at the elite level. You know what I mean? So I can't say, you know, what exactly would happen, man. But it's a fight that I would want to see, man. But listen, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in. You know, this is where we talk that boxing at, man. We talk that boxing on YouTube. If you're yet to subscribe, like I said at the beginning, hit that subscribe button. You can catch me on Twitter. You can catch me on Instagram at Big Faces Worldwide, all one word. But in the meantime and in between time, stay blessed and keep on supporting this sport that we love called boxing. Peace. I'll holler back.